Welcome to the original rock and wrestling radio show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Layne.
Greetings, good evening, how you doing? Welcome into Beyond Ringside Live Sunday night. Multiple location station in play. Mike Macaroni, as always, thank you for the intro. The cheesiest announcer in the business. Yeah, some would put me in that same classification. We'll talk later. Welcoming in tag team partner from an undisclosed location, Mark MaBo Bowman. What's up, dude?
Are we on the air?
Yes, we are.
I thought we got canceled. I didn't think the network renewed us.
No, the network renewed us.
We've been gone for like 2 weeks, so I figured I thought we went the way of Constantine. I didn't know if we were moving over to sci-fi or not.
No, we're not.
Known as Hellblazer.
We're not moving to sci-fi. That's all I can say. And live from Bohemian Grove in tag team action, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis.
Very much looking forward to Mallrats Part 2. You can catch MaBo and myself in starring roles. I believe Angie is playing Batgirl in this version, and it will be Die Hard in a mall. So.
And I believe when Kevin Smith sees MaBo, he's going to want to use him as a stunt double at some point.
There will be a stunt double made. And the other voice that you're hearing from Bohemian Grove, Angie Travis, how you doing?
Great and wonderful, trying to recover from a very eventful evening.
Eventful? We're going to get the scoop on that in just a minute. First off, thank you to everybody listening in live this evening, courtesy of BeyondRingside.com, the Beyond Ringside radio app for Android, Amazon, and BlackBerry. Negotiations are back underway with Apple. Hang with us, kids. Thanks for keeping the faith. For all of our Apple listeners listening in through the TuneIn radio app, thank you very much. Also, Ustream up and going today, as well as Shoutcast and Winamp. And like to remind everybody, 1 week from today, hell breaks loose. And then some. Beyond Ringside Live and a number of the family from the Beyond Ringside Radio Network family of shows will all be in attendance. Buffalo Wild Wings, Trussville, Alabama. Very special start time next week, 4 p.m. Central Time, as we're going to be broadcasting live from B-Dubs, getting ready for WrestleMania 31. God help us all. Live remotes for us are sometimes an exercise in futility, but you know something? We're going to continue to do everything we can to give it the good old-fashioned college try, even though I didn't make it. Yeah, I did, actually. I still have that piece of paper from a marketing degree, which I never use. The road to WrestleMania in full swing. And I've got to sit back and lay it out there like this. I know that all three of you are very active and very visible on social media, and y'all pay attention to a lot of the things that are said and the things that aren't said. And I hate to start the show out like this because I'm going to hold up on the 800-pound gorilla for just a minute. And before I do anything else, slated to be joined in about 25 minutes from right now by professional wrestling star, one of our favorite announcers and personalities, not to mention one of our favorite KJs outside of the state of Alabama. Gavin Loudspeaker, Louden Noxious from Chikara Pro Wrestling and Kaiju Big Battel, slated to join us at the top of the hour. Always great to have Gavin and Louden both on board. Same person, two names. Damn, that sounds familiar to me. I don't know why. But the question I'm going to lay out there, based on what you've seen and or heard, has this been the least talked about WrestleMania, period? MaBo.
Well, define least talked about.
In social networking circles, has there been hype from the fan base that would normally be there?
Well, I mean, when I say, what do you mean as far as
optimism?
The actual matches or the behind-the-scenes stuff and people holding up for contracts and yada, yada, yada?
No, I'm talking about from different fans, from the fans that you have on social network, the wrestling fans and WWE fans. Nobody, from what I've seen, nobody's really talking about it. Nobody's getting out there and getting behind this thing. Ooh, I can't wait for the ladder match. Ooh, I can't wait for Bray and Taker. Ooh, I can't wait for Lesnar and Reigns. Nobody's doing that this year.
Well, I mean, once again, Eddie, I pose to you, are they talking about the matches or are you talking about the behind-the-scenes stuff with Lesnar?
I'm talking about the matches and the show itself. I'm not worried about the behind-the-scenes stuff yet.
well, that kind of affects the matches, or at least the one match. So, but I mean, yeah, nobody seems to really give a crap. I mean, you know, some people are, you know, like as far as I think it's Jay, I think it's Jay. So one of them might be out with a shoulder injury. Are they going to be in the tag gauntlet battle royal 8, whatever the hell it's supposed to be? But yeah, as far as actual matches itself, I don't think really anybody seems to give a crap. I'm trying to think of, other than Sting, Triple H, and of course, I mean, you know, there are a lot of people talking about the Intercontinental Ladder match.
Yeah.
AKA Money in the Bank on the Sly. So, but yeah, overall, I don't think anybody really cares.
Wick.
No. There you go.
Angie?
I think people are still butthurt about the Rumble. Like, I still see people complaining about Roman Reigns on the daily. So.
And that's going to lead me to my next question. You've heard the comments that I've made over the last few months that when Roman was the centerpiece of the Shield, he was cast in the role of a badass. When the Shield dissolved, he was still to a degree in the role of a badass. When the injury occurred, they started showing the softer side of Sears. People started rebelling. But lo and behold, they have started to try to get back to keeping him cast in the role of the badass. Do you see people really making a move back to Roman Reigns, or is that apathy still there? Mark?
Well, I mean, with those less than stellar promos he's been throwing out there, I don't even know what to say anymore.
Wick?
Roman has potential. He has a great build. He is literally born into the business, bred for the business, but it's going to have to come from him. You got to stop relying on so much backstage from somebody. There comes to a certain point in your career where you have to take the reins. You have to take over your character, your gimmick, and you have to make it your own. There's only so much that the company as a whole, and any company as a whole, for the most part, helps you somewhat, and then you have to go about your business as yourself. You have to be able to control that. You have to be able to take the career by the neck and just get everything you can out of it. But it comes from you, not from somebody else. And I think that he has that potential. Will that happen? The ball's in Roman Reigns' court on that.
Angie, your thoughts?
Some people would say,
Hear what you could say?
yeah, because you're hitting me. I apologize. Some people would say that Roman Reigns had an unfair advantage anyway, given his, ties with wrestling events. But then I heard again people say, oh, man, if The Rock can't get you over and help you out, then you're a lost cause. So I think it's like you said, it's up to Roman Reigns to see, how he's going to handle this and if he can handle it.
See, from my perspective, and I've said this for a while, when you have somebody, and this primarily goes to the realm of being a heel, because you normally don't have what's considered a true power babyface. It's rare. The worst thing that you can do, if you have a pure, bona fide, restaurant quality, grade A heel, never, ever turn them. Because you can never get that back. Never waste a heel turn either. And by the same token, the same thing happens when you try to show the softer side of someone who you are trying to portray as that power babyface. Because it takes that edge off of the personality and the marketability, especially, of that individual. If you're going to, it's like when you took the Road Warriors, and from the days when Hawk would no-sell Ric Flair's chops like there's no tomorrow,
It was awesome.
Yeah, same thing with Animal. Now, 15, 20 minutes into the match, of course, that's one thing. You get them 10, 15, 20 minutes into a match, of course, sell the damn move. But in the first 5 to 8 minutes, no, don't sell it. You are a power character. You don't sell that crap.
They grew up on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the gym,
With
too.
daily-
But for me, it's like when you take that individual and you give a softer side, you lose a lot of the marketability and the connection that these people have, that fans have. Because you're changing the dynamic of the character to its core. Anybody want to take umbrage or agree or disagree? I'll take it around the board. Angie, you first. Agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree. I'm going to take it back to GCW. There are a lot of broken hearts because a lot of those fans thought Mad Dog was that ultimate baby face. You know, there was a lot of heart there, but didn't happen.
Wick?
I stepped away for a moment.
Okie doke, MaBo.
That means Wick's taking the poo-poo.
Well, he's actually singing, I believe, so I think he's just doing number one. You're welcome.
If he was taking
You're
a poop, then I
welcome
guess
for
is it coming back? I was going to say, because if he's taking a poop, then you could just buff Bagwell the situation.
Oh, hello.
I don't know that situation, but I can just tell you right now, I probably don't want to know, but
Oh,
there he is.
we'll tell you off air because I don't want to bury his mom any more than we already have on this network.
Oh,
But MaBo, your thoughts about what I just said?
Yeah, agreed. I just want to get back to talking about Buff Bagwell taking a poop.
There you go. We'll do it off air. And I've got to say this, and I know that all of us don't watch Impact, and we don't all watch ROH, but I'm going to sit back and say this: Impact Friday night, leading off with a triple threat, so to speak, three-way dance, Ultimate X match for the tag team championships. If you missed this match, go back and watch it. Because all 6 individuals absolutely laid it out there. And it was great television. I'm going to use that phrase. I'm going to steal it right out from under Eric Bischoff all over again. It was great television. If you didn't catch Ring of Honor from this past week, which aired last night in our home market, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Leading off, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong. If you missed this match, go back and watch it. Find a way to look at it. Because Fish and Strong both turned it up and laid it out there. I appreciate the factor of what Ring of Honor and what Impact are both doing side by side with what Lucha Underground is doing. Due to the factor that they're getting away from the tired tradition, and believe me, Impact used to be the worst about it. About starting off a show with 10, 15, 20 minutes of yak on a microphone. And lo and behold, Impact started action this week. Ring of Honor started action this week. Lucha Underground, right into it. Action this week. I wish WWE would catch that clue, but they're building so much time, they lose time by making time for the yak sessions. And it goes beyond trying to cut a promo. If anybody can give a class on that in WWE right now, it's Paul Heyman. And it was brought up yesterday, and I say that to say this. It was brought up yesterday by Hitman on Saturday Showcase. Realistically speaking, any and all true positive build-up for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match can be attributed to one person, and it's not Brock Lesnar, and it's not Roman Reigns, it's Paul Heyman. First off, I'll lay it out there. Agree or disagree, MaBo?
What?
That the main person doing any kind of build-up for the World Heavyweight Championship match at Mania has been Paul Heyman.
Well, yeah, because he's the only one you ever really see on TV, and when he's on TV, he's the only one that ever has anything to say that's captivating and worth a damn. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, honestly, if Roman Reigns starts talking, I just start to nod off or busy myself with something else. But, you know, and then Lesnar, he just stands there looking like some kind of oversized mongoloid. So, but that's the thing is when Heyman speaks, you're captivated. That's what kept those people working for damn near pennies on a dollar at ECW all those years.
Agreed.
I mean, other than the fact that they believed in the product, it was Heyman that made them believe. It was that cult leader-like persona that he has. It's not even a persona; that is him. They always talk about, I think it was Jowler's the one that really, drove that point to the ground about, drinking Happy Heyman's Kool-Aid. And it is. I mean, he could. I guarantee you, if I spent long enough with Heyman, he could probably convince me to walk up and punch my mother in the face. And then I would not be mad at him. And you know what? I guarantee my mom would be like, well, he did make some good points. That's just the kind of guy he is. I've heard several people say Heyman's the kind of guy that will convince you to literally walk over broken glass through fire. So, of course, I mean, that's just how it is.
Wick, if you're back, anything you'd like to add to that?
Paul Heyman has been a great build-up to everything. The WWE is doing what it can without having Lesnar be on the road. So I think they need to pay him a little bit of extra money and have him on some shows. I mean, that's one thing they could do. But without having to pay any extra money, they're doing what they can. But why not have a strong mid-card to where that Brock Lesnar, this could be his last match in WWE, forever, if not for quite some time. The mid-card could build a great foundation for what could be a decent main event. But, I mean, WrestleMania, woo!
Angie, I'll toss your way. Your thoughts?
Heyman is amazing. I mean, he's the kind of guy you don't get to see a whole lot of. He is the build-up guy. I mean, he tells you Brock Lesnar's going to beat you, blah, blah, blah. And, at first people, no, you don't believe him, whatever. Proves it, he shows you whatever. I mean, Zeb Coulter, I think, is the only one, other than Heyman, I used to really into.
Coulter, I miss. 100%.
But he's a great build-up guy. He's the only one doing it. He's totally messing
He's hitting he's smacking you again, isn't he?
No. All I'm doing is laughing.
He's the build-up guy.
Okay.
The only.
Build-up guy, I love it.
And changing topics for one hot second, I would like to now officially...
Some indie promotions, new heavyweight champion, the build-up guy, Joey Staggs.
I hope they don't put that. That's not what brings hard times back in life.
And before I go any further, I'd like to change topics for a second and officially go outside and throw up in the middle of the street. Brad Keselowski just won the Auto Club 400. The saving grace is Kevin Harvick did pick up his 8th consecutive top 2 finish. Yeah. It's just been a freaking juggernaut this year. Kurt Busch came in 3rd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 6th, and my dad will be happy that Carl Edwards actually finished in the top 15 today. So, Dad, there you go. That one's for you. Edwards came in 13th.
What do those guys work for? Full Impact Pro or something? I've never heard of them.
What?
Those guys you just listed, were they with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla?
No, it's NASCAR.
Oh, never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. They love you too. They want you to come to a race sometime.
What's that?
There you go.
He would not be impressed.
No, he wouldn't. He'd sit back. Wick, what would he do?
Impress me, fat man.
Thank you. I was waiting on that.
Visual. I wish you could all get the visual.
Trust me, those who know Wick, they know the visual.
No, that made my night. Just watching MaBo lay back with his arms crossed, and the only time something really, really good would happen, MaBo not approvingly.
MaBo was on TV for like 20 minutes.
Yes,
and he
with his
never
arms
moved.
crossed. Like,
Wait, what?
You at the last WWE show.
it's SmackDown.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's an ongoing joke. Impress me, fat man.
I know it.
Impress me, fat man.
I can't help it. I mean, look, I like the stuff, but it takes a lot to.
Impress you? Yes.
There
And
are-
the point is you had such great seats through most of the SmackDown.
The best.
Okay,
We could see you, and we just laughed so hard at you. Oh my God, we laughed so hard at you.
this is where I've got to ask the question, and I have not asked it yet. Lo and behold, and I'm just going to be self-serving for a hot second, and I'm being sincere when I do this too. Go figure, I can actually pull this off. MaBo, did you ever have a chance to see the GCW footage up on .com or YouTube from the last television outing?
No, is that the one where you got?
Yes.
You went to Mad Dog's House of Waffles.
No, with the Micah Taylor House of Waffles too.
No, I haven't. I didn't even know that was up. I hadn't really had a chance to look at it. But no, if it's you getting cracked in the head with a chair, then let me go watch that now. Let's just put the show on hold.
Well, the show will go on.
Well, as much as I love speaking with Gavin, if that's something I get to go watch, so I'll just go ahead and do that interview without me. I'll be right back.
No, you're not. You're staying for this interview. No soup for you. You'll do interview. Yeah. Run that one real quick. However, I will ask the question, knowing now that he hasn't seen the footage, amazingly enough. But I will go and throw this one out there. Wick, what do you think MaBo's reaction would be on that?
He would laugh. He'd giggle.
You don't think it's...
MaBo's going to want to use one of those editors and make a video,
You put Benny Hill to it.
almost like collage it up where he gets hit.
Had he been there live, he would probably stand up, point, and go, "Wow! Finally, somebody!"
That should be a Thug Life meme.
It should be a Thug Life meme. Somebody get us a still shot.
I want Dan taking his glasses off right as
Oh,
he
that's
gets
another
hit.
one, yes.
Dan taking Eddie's glasses off and damn, it feels good to be a gangster. We don't want to sing anything now. Hold on now. We don't want to sing anything on this show. You might want to change your opening.
Yes.
Because
Germany
YouTube
hates
flag
this.
and everything.
No, actually, the opening for this show is royalty free. And
You better hope and pray. You better be ready to fight for it.
no, I've actually we haven't had anything flagged on the Beyond Ringside account in a long time.
Like left and right. Everybody's entrance music and everything.
Can I
Yeah.
also just mention, MaBo,
What's that?
the condition of the chair was a sight to see as well.
The chair was
After-
destroyed.
It totally was destroyed. The condition of the chair after it made contact with Eddie's skull. That's a
Well,
sound
I've,
I'll forget.
Well, ever since I saw this, I saw the pictures. I was wondering, kind of waiting. I didn't know if it was going to be on film or anything. And I was actually hanging out with Tunzi yesterday, and it just in passing, I had mentioned. I was like, oh yeah, I was like, because we were talking about something, and I said, oh yeah, this went. I guess this went down, and Mad Dog ended up, waffling Eddie with the chair.
No, it was Micah.
And I thought it was Mad Dog.
No, it was Micah.
No, Mad Dog
Either-
his glasses.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Either way, when I told him that that you had gotten waffled with the chair, he did nothing but start going tee hee hee hee.
Thank
and
you.
start giggling.
I love you, Tunzi.
So now that I know that there's video, I'm gonna have to send him a link.
It's on .com and YouTube. It'll be up there it'll be on .com through tomorrow, but it's been up there for the last 2 weeks.
Wait a minute, is .com changing? What?
No, the new GCW Pro Wrestling will be up tomorrow.
I was just playing.
I know.
That's awesome.
Do me a favor. We're 3 minutes before the top of the hour, and I know we're getting ready to take us off into the break real quick because we're going to be bringing Gavin Loudspeaker in. Wick, do you want to go ahead and mention a couple of facets of last night at UIW now, or do you want to wait till after the interview?
It got very out of control, and I don't think we're going to cover it. So
You broke up during the last part.
I said it'll take longer than 3 minutes to talk about it. So
No weapons were used, thankfully.
No chairs?
Well, outside of the ring? Is that good?
yeah, no fans tried to stab me or shoot me. So
I know you were disappointed for that one, weren't you?
Oh, no, they wanted to. They just didn't have the weapons.
Yes.
But they do put a metal detector at the door now?
They should from now
No,
on.
but evidently some of those fans put needles in their asses.
Okay, then.
Allegedly.
That was great.
Hell.
He was obviously on
Totally true.
steroids, so. Anyways.
So we'll go ahead and hold on that one. Tell you what, let's go ahead and take it to the top of the hour break at this point. We will talk about the 800-pound gorilla after Gavin sits in with us for a little while. Like I said, always great to have Gavin Loudspeaker / Louden Noxious on with us. So for those who think that we're not going to weigh in on the 800-pound gorilla south of the border, we're probably going to do that in about 35 to 40 minutes, so hang with us. But when we come back, slated to be joined by You Want Him, You Got Him, and here he comes. Louden Noxious, Gavin Loudspeaker, goes beyond ringside in just a minute.
This is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and if you want to listen to the best in professional wrestling, get locked in to Beyond Ringside.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Universal Soldier Phil Shatter, also TNA Gunner. 2 years in the making as NWA National Heavyweight Champion, making my way to the top as #1 in the world. And you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne.
And I'm the cause, Robert Cosper.
And this is your invitation to join us
And the Hitman, Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock, right here for the Saturday Showcase.
at Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10, 9, 8 a.m. Pacific time. See? We do math around this place. Be sure to catch us right here on BeyondRingside.com. You can also listen through Winamp for Android and BlackBerry, as well as the Shoutcast mobile app for Apple as well. Remember, that's Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
And let me tell you how you can find the Hitman, Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock on social media. It's very easy. It's at www.kissmyass.
Whoa. Stop that right there. Folks, we'll see you Saturday on the Showcase. Bye for now.
This is Bambi Weevil with Masters of Ring Entertainment, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Do you like beer? Do you like business? Do you like businesses that make beer? Then you'll love this new show. It's the Beer Trail Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Price, and we're going to travel through the world of craft beer and talk to the breweries and see how they got started and what inspired them to make their beer. So check it out at thebeertrailpodcast.com and tell your friends, and hope to see you on the trail.
Oh, yes! This is Paul Bearer, and some people call me Percy Pringle III. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Motor Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
And this is Kenny Kip Kennedy, master of Kenny's Kempo Karate.
Hier spricht Tassilo Jung von Westside Extreme Wrestling.
This is the Dark Child Chance Prophet, NWA National Heavyweight Champion.
This is the Temptation, Sean Tempers.
This is Jacoby Boykins, a.k.a. the Alabama Ambassador, Mr. 256.
This is the Bee's Knees, the Cast Pajamas, and the whole shebang. Johnny Gargano.
This is Bill Behrens, and you're watching, you're listening, you're experiencing Beyond Ringside. And you are a better person for it. Trust me.
tradition. The music plays, the microphones go hot, and we are live on a Sunday night, 7 minutes after the top of the hour on this 22nd day of March 2015. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live from Studio 1. Yours truly, Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne. Welcoming back in Mark MaBo Bowman.
Look, you guys are going to have to bear with me because this is an interview. Whenever we have this gentleman on, I always look forward to it, but I just made the cardinal mistake of wiping my eye after handling cilantro, so my right eye's now burning, so I don't know how good I'm going to be in the interview for the first few minutes.
Tag team from Bohemian Grove, Wicked Nemesis, welcome back.
Always a great day when it's raining and mudslides are occurring.
Amen. Angie Travis, welcome back.
Thank you very much. I was very confused just by your conversation during the break, so I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say.
And ladies and gentlemen, always a pleasure and a privilege to welcome in and welcome back the one, the only, actually 2 in 1 and only. Yes, you can run off with that one if you want to. Some know him as Louden Noxious. Others know him as Gavin Loudspeaker. What's up, brother?
Oh, thank you. I'm 2 in 1. I guess I'm like the Twix with ring announcer.
Which would be left and which would be right?
I guess Gavin would be the chocolate and Loudon would probably be the peanut.
And Gavin would be the what?
I would say Gavin would probably the chocolate and Loudon would most likely be the peanut butter.
Okay. Would you just share the caramel?
I'm getting my Twixes confused. I forget that not everybody likes peanut butter Twix. Yeah, I guess Loudon would be the chocolate and Gavin would be the caramel.
And well, you know what? No. Whoever doesn't like the peanut butter Twix, there obviously must be those robots, must be those ROH fans.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't like peanut butter Twix. Oh, and the little cookie part, that's my skeleton.
I was so afraid you were going to go somewhere else with that. Thank you for not doing that. I'm sitting back going, tell me he's not going to say what okay, he didn't do it. Okay, cool. We're still PG this week.
No, I didn't.
First off, yeah, I know. Anything can happen around this place.
I'm not doing the midnight set at Comedy Cellar. I understand that.
First off, ever since the rebirth, it has been going chaotic, and with the new season underway, it seems like Chikara itself is busier than ever.
Yeah, it just seems like Chikara has, since you mentioned it, the comeback show last year, everything just sort of exploded exponentially. I feel like each Chikara fan has generated 10 more, and it's become a big wave of Chikara excitement. I think that right now the fans are more into it than they ever have been, and the demand to have Chikara come to your town is greater than ever. We get requests every day.
Now, as far as the lower 48 goes, and I know you're getting ready to hop a flight in about a week or a week and a half, but lo and behold, you've got so many dates coming up this year. First off, congratulations. I'm loving every minute of it. Second off, I wish you were coming a little bit further to the southeastern U.S., but you know me, we're going to sit back and say that. And please make it on a Saturday when I'm off, damn it, instead of a Friday when I have to work 2 jobs. But
I miss down there. We haven't been down there in a while.
Yeah, I know. And MaBo remembers quite well because he was there.
Yeah, I was there. That was the end of 2012, right?
I think so, MaBo.
That sounds about right. Because I know I got the ticket. I got my ticket for my birthday, so yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'll never.
That was fun. That was a fun show.
Oh, it was a great show, especially.
It was a cool little. Yeah, that was a cool little venue that we were in. It was sort of like a permanent video almost.
Yeah, and the spot where it was the mysterious and handsome stranger, and I think it was Deviant. They did with the whole reaching through the different doors. That still was one of my.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that. Because you have, let me explain for a second. There's 2 doors. There's the door the heel come through and the doors that the babies come through.
Yep.
And the mysterious handsome stranger, Deviant, during the course of their match, they did like an Abbott and Costello kind of routine where one would go in one door, and then would come out, and then would poke his head out the door, and then would come out the other door. It was genius.
Kind of like an old Scooby-Doo sketch.
It was beyond genius. It's like that's
something that would. You know what? It would actually. Here's what it was. It looked like something that would be in like the end of the Benny Hill show.
Yes.
Therein lies your second Benny Hill reference of the day.
Dude, Benny Hill. I saw the Best of Benny Hill DVD at the other day, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "That thing needs to be like 18 discs if it's going to be the best of Benny Hill."
If it's going to be the best of Benny Hill, exactly. It better take me a year to watch it.
Yeah, really. Now,
and kind of hold on, Eddie. Kind of segueing. Speaking of Benny Hill, and I hate to jump the gun, but I've got to do this. We'll talk about it later on. You're going to be heading over to the land of Benny Hill later on.
Yeah, do you like the way I did that?
Next week.
Do you like the way do you like the way I gave you that little transition?
Like Paul Blart.
So we could have we could segue right into England.
Yep.
So we're very excited. Yeah, we got our passports, and I guess we got some plane tickets, and we're on our way. Going to be doing 2 shows right off the bat in Wolverhampton, and then we're going over to Cardiff, Wales, and then we're going to finish up in London.
Now, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out there in the form of a question, and I know how I would be responding on something like this, but in your eyes, how big is this trip, dude? Seriously.
Well, I think it's going to be the biggest. I think the biggest single trip or tour Chikara's ever done. As like a standalone 4-show package. This is a game changer for us. This is an international audience that we've never been exposed to. Like you said, we've never left the 48, and Chikara's made special appearances in Germany, and we've made special appearances in Japan. But this is our first chance to show the world what a Chikara show is like. And the reason that's important is because what we do is so different. And when Chikara does a show, it is like nothing else. It's like no other wrestling show you've ever seen. You don't forget a Chikara show when you see it. And England right now, the UK, they are just so hungry for wrestling. They just love wrestling so much, all of it, And I think that they want to see our brand. They want to see what Chikara has to offer, what we deliver, our fun-filled lucha super party. And that's what I'm sure that England is they're gonna flip their collective wigs over this, no pun intended. And it is, like you guys said before, I mean, this is a big deal. This is a game changer. And I think when we come back from England, we might even be seeing a new Chikara.
Now, aside from the company side of it, for you personally, that's actually where I was going with this originally with the question. For you personally, for Gavin Loudspeaker, Louden Noxious, how big of a run is this for you? How stoked are you on this kind of a trip?
It's for me. I mean, well, you're a music guy like I am, and so for me, going to England that's like a pilgrimage. Like that's where every great band that I've almost ever loved has come from, and I kind of feel like we're the Beatles in reverse. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna go. Like the Beatles came here and they blew up Ed Sullivan. We're gonna go to England and we're gonna be their Beatles. But I guess since we're Chikara, I guess it'd be more appropriate to call us ants.
I figured MaBo would have the one-shot wonder right about there, but I figured he would help.
I didn't know. I wanted to let everybody get the joke, and I didn't want to say anything.
That's the fun part is I think all of us got the joke on that one. And for everybody who doesn't know,
I mean, this is my first opportunity to perform in England. I love the British aesthetic. I love British sense of humor. Like we were just talking about Benny Hill, but that's nothing. I grew up on Monty Python.
Yes.
And I love my favorite bands are all from England. The Smiths and Happy Mondays and My Bloody Valentine.
There's a Pink Floyd reference in there somewhere.
The Beatles and the Stones, they're good too.
I'm about to say there should be a Pink Floyd reference in there somewhere. I mean, hell.
Yeah, all right.
Let's open it up for a second. Wick, come on in.
Yeah, I know you guys are going to England. Is there anywhere else that you would like to go? Is there anywhere else that you see in your future, whether it be other countries, whether it be other continents?
You mean like where I would, like, if I had my choice, where would I want to go?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I always wanted to go to Australia. I've never been to Australia, and I think that I hear that wrestling, they got some pretty cool wrestling shows down there, and I think that maybe we could set up maybe a Colony versus the Bushwhackers match.
Ooh.
I think that would be pretty good.
Well, I heard the Bushwhackers were out of the business, but you might be able to get one with the Sheep Herders.
There you go. There you go. The Sheep Herders and their flag bearer.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Is that flag bearer guy? Is he still employed or what?
I don't know. I heard he got a job somewhere up in Connecticut somewheres. I don't know.
Hello,
Wow.
my name is something nobody ever remembers, and I'm the something nobody ever remembers.
You think they get a little more respect for the guy who invented the diamond cutter?
Exactly.
True.
But my dream, my dream is that that Chikara does a show in Greece. I think the best spot for a Chikara show would be right in the middle of the Acropolis. That would be what a cool backdrop that would be,
dude,
for a wrestling show.
Let me win the lottery. I will finance that trip. Let me win the lottery.
Really
I will
cool.
finance that damn trip. Actually, the Australia run sounds like a really good idea too, because there have been so many different people who have contacted us from the land down under, and it's like we've had interviews with some different people, different promotions from down there, and actually more on the way in the coming weeks. But it's just, yeah, that's a bucket list item for me. Being able to hit Australia one time in my life, I would love to be able to do that. MaBo.
Really, let's just look like an incredible place.
Mm-hmm. MaBo, come on board.
Well, now, and we'll touch on Kaiju in a minute, because there is some splaining that I would like to get clarification on, but we'll get to that in a minute. But like we were talking about, Chikara headed over to England, headed across the pond, and of course you've got 4 shows that's going to be there, and a lot of those shows are going to contain matches that will fall under the Clash of the Immortals banner. Would you like to touch upon? I mean, honestly though, the minute the information on Clash dropped, I did nothing but espouse it everywhere across these shows, but.
Yeah.
Maybe you would like to give us a little bit of the official Chikara explanation of Clash of the Immortals and what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, Clash of the Immortals is a pretty big deal. I mean, this is probably one of the word epic gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it does.
In the world of wrestling. But this truly is an epic undertaking, because what Chikara is doing here with season 15 is a season-long concept here with the challenge of the Immortals, and this is 10 teams that have been comprised of 4 wrestlers each, and they're going to compete with each other all season long in trios matches and tag team matches and singles matches, and they're going to be while they're fighting, they're going to be fighting for wins and losses. They're going to be fighting for immortality points. They're going to be gaining wins, different points for different wins and different scenarios where you gain points for this match, and that's all going to be tallied up. I mean, we're in the very early stages right now, but when we get towards the end and these points start to get tallied up, we're going to start to find out who the winners are here in the Challenge of the Immortals, and then as we get to the end, there's going to be one team that will eventually be crowned the champion of the challenge. And this team is going to, they're apparently going to get pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah, that would be the golden opportunity, for, if I remember correctly, and there's only been one golden opportunity ever handed out.
Only one since Chikara ever handed the golden opportunity. It wasn't handed. It was earned in a match that we had. It was called the Countdown Showdown, and that's the only time that was ever you were ever to even win this possibility. But this is a chance for 4 wrestlers, 4 Chikara competitors, to each get that golden opportunity. And but to get it, they've got to work together as a team. Let's not forget, like wrestlers are very used to being being individuals and fighting for themselves, and almost a selfish, mercenary attitude. Well, that's not going to work in Challenge of the Immortals. You've got to work as a team, so everybody can get ahead, and everybody can hopefully win that golden opportunity, which could be your ticket to success.
And you bring up, the fact of working together as a team, when in actuality you have a couple of teams that have friends and even tag team partners, that are opposing each other, such as the Snake Pit and Amasis' team, the Battle
Hive. The Battle Hive.
Battle Hive, yes. So, and then Oleg, even though he's not in good standing with Sidney Bacabella, he's on an opposing team. So, with all that being said and all that strife, with Silver Ant, being on a different team than Worker and Fire Ant, in just your personal pick, who do you see coming out on top?
Oh, wow. Wow, you really put me on the spot here. Let me see. Well, I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's all about teamwork, and a lot of times, some of these teams got split up, like you mentioned before. We had this Amasis and Ophidian actually clashing right off the bat in one of our Challenge of the Immortals matches. And that can definitely throw you off. But I guess I think Ultramantis Black has a very strong team. With his team that they're calling themselves the Arcane Horde.
Yes, that is himself, if I'm not mistaken, Oleg and the Batiri.
Oleg and the Batiri. Now, I think the Batiri and Ultramantis haven't seen eye to eye in the past, but I think their styles blend very well. The Batiri and Ultramantis, they both have a take no prisoners kind of attitude that I think is gonna complement each other. And I think having Oleg on that team, he's got the power, he's got the muscle, he's got the brute strength, and he's even got a little bit of that youth attached to him. The crowds are really starting to take to Oleg, and I think there's a chant that's going on now that where they're saying, Oleg, 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 Oleg.
Nice. And
it's really catching wildfire, and Oleg is one of the hottest competitors right now. So I think Ultramantis' Arcane Horde has a solid team. That might have been the team I would have chose had I been Ultramantis. But that's I definitely can't put anything past the Gentleman's Club either, because when you take a team like that, these guys they hang together, they ride together, they stay in the same hotels together, they eat together, they go to the dog races together. Everything that the Gentleman's Club they do together. So that there's a lot to be said for a team unity like that.
Well, and of course, I would say even the deciding factor in the whole Gentleman's Club, 2 words: Swamp Monster.
Swamp Monster, the X Factor, the indeterminate one. You never know what the Swamp Monster's up to. Actually, no one knows what the Swamp Monster's up to. Not even the Kentucky Gentleman himself.
Do me a favor. Let me throw this one at you, because when I first saw this one yesterday, it's like, really? And it was posted on the Chikara fan page, and it's making a reference to a match that's going to take place in London as part of the UK tour. And this is where you've got 3 teams that are splitting up to form 2 different trios. And that is going to be the combination of Dasher Hatfield, Kadama, and Hype Rockwell taking on Race Jackson, Obarian, and Mr. Touchdown. NRG, the Throwbacks, and the Bateri split up to form two separate trios in one night.
What do you think about that?
That's something that... Okay, look, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the curtain back, and I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know right here, right now, I would need to smoke a joint in order to be able to get my head wrapped around that, because that's three teams that normally can't stand each other, and they're going to have to team up against each other or work with each other.
Well, yeah, it's in the world of lucha, there's the tradition where the Atomicos Relativos. I know I should know it better, but there is a and what they do is you'll take as many as sometimes you can take as many as 4 or 5 teams, and then have them split each other and have them oppose each other on opposing sides. And I'll tell you why that is such a compelling draw for the fans. And that's because sometimes you get to see two competitors competing just for the sake of competition.
Right.
You know, you're not trying to hurt your opponent. You're not trying to injure him. You're not trying to tear his eyeball out. You're just going in there, and you're going in for the spirit of competition. And who knows you better than your own tag team partner?
Yeah, it's a scary
thought. You know what I mean? That's the fun of watching an Amasis versus an Ophidian. You know, because like these guys, they know each other so well. They know the counter for each other's counters, and it makes for exciting competition.
Real quick, Wick, come on back in. Got a question or a comment for Gavin?
What is the upcoming match that you're looking forward to the absolute most?
Wow. What match am I looking forward to the most? Oh, man. It's a lot I'm looking forward to coming down the road here. I'm always interested in Icarus and his tag team title defenses, because he's got a lot of people on the horizon looking to take that belt back. I'm always interested in that rematch with Eddie Kingston. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm very excited to see maybe a rematch between Eddie Kingston and Icarus. Also, there's the young Kevin Condren now, who's kind of been blazing a trail through Chikara in kind of a controversial way. And I would keep my eyes on this young man, because even though he's a little controversial and unpredictable and maybe not what most people would think in a champion wrestler, I think that big things for this young man, just in terms of his tenacity. He's definitely someone who's not going to let anything get in his way. It's Kevin Condren. And then I would also, my heart and my soul is behind Dasher Hatfield. I really think this could be Dasher Hatfield's year. Dasher Hatfield can go all the way, and I think it's time for Dasher Hatfield to take his place among the elite Chikara wrestlers.
MaBo.
All right, now take a little breather from Chikara, which it's hard for me to do because so many questions, I just love talking about Chikara. Anybody who's listened to the show for however long we've been going knows that Chikara will always have a place in my heart. But let's shift over to Kaiju Big Battel and the upcoming event over in the West Coast at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds, and more specifically, and the one that I took notice of it on Facebook. Talks about a journey to the West Coast where Sunbuster and American Beetle, Dusto Bunny, and French Toast, they're combing the earth for some 7 sacred keys, and it starts over in the West Coast.
Yeah, there's some wacky stuff going on right now over in the world of Kaiju Big Battel. I don't know when the last time we talked. It probably was a while ago, but there was an incident that happened with a time portal, basically a portal to different dimensions. It just looked like a regular door, but no one knew that it was actually a portal to another dimension. And when it was opened, it unleashed an army of Dr. Cubes. 20 or 30 different Dr. Cubes have now descended upon our dimension, this reality. They've joined together, and they've formed the Legion of Cube. And these 20 or 30 Dr. Cubes, I mean, these are Dr. Cubes from every possible reality. So there's a fat Dr. Cube, there's a skinny Dr. Cube, there's a Dr. Cube there's a female Dr. Cube, there's a Dr. Cube that's a hobbit. There's a Dr. Cube from every possible dimension, and they've all descended on our world here as the Legion of Cubes. And this has caused a tremendous, tremendous rift in the space-time continuum.
MaBo?
And
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hi. So there's some problems going into that.
Yeah, you talked about there being a fat cube. That the only thing that scares me about geometry is actually seeing a round cube. Sorry, I know that joke was for squares.
God.
Look, I'm an old math nerd as well as a band nerd. I can get away with stuff like this. Everybody just sits back and goes, "Oh God, Eddie's at it again."
Ladies and gentlemen, Beyond Ringside has come to terms on the release of Fast Eddie Layne. We'd like to wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Gavin, we have an opening now for a new host, if you would like to take that position.
And you know that also entails being...
Is it open?
You know that also entails being producer as well, so...
Can I interject for just a moment, please?
Yeah, Angie, come on in.
Having both of you guys listening to you on air together. Fast Eddie Layne.
How's it going?
Gavin Loudspeaker. Wow.
Angie Travis?
Yes.
It is.
What's on your mind, Angie?
Just listening to you and Eddie together, I have to say, what a privilege it is to listen to professionals who take their craft seriously. When you travel sometimes to other areas, you really miss how well you have it at home. So
look, I will say this in all sincerity: Gavin is the professional around here. I fake it like a hooker on dollar days.
You can't say that on Beyond Ringside.
I said hooker on dollar days, not whore. There's a difference.
You can't say that.
There you go. I just love the southern hospitality I get on this show.
You would love this.
And actually, the fun part is there is going to come a point in time where we actually have a collision of the world, so to speak, where the northern version and the southern version both get together in the same room, whether it be at a pro wrestling event, whether it be Kaiju, whether it be another company, whether it be Chikara, whether it be another company, or whether we just find each other at the same bar that's hosting karaoke that night, and we kick whoever's running it out and take over.
Isn't that how
that would definitely happen.
Maybe
Too many karaoke cooks in one kitchen.
No, I don't think so. I think that literally you guys could win an Oscar, and this is the screenplay for Harry Met Sally 2.
So wait, are you also talking about these Legion of Cubes I was mentioning before? There's some sort of these items, these 7 sacred keys that have been launched to Earth, apparently. And the Legion of Cubes have gone all over the timeline to find these keys, and apparently in California, the American Beetle and Dusto Bunny and French Toast and Sunbuster are all going to try to find these sacred keys before the Legion of Cubes does.
Now, do we know specifically, or now are these keys, or are they kind of like Horcruxes where they could be anything?
I think that if these keys need to be, we have to retrieve them, because if we don't, then our entire space timeline will collapse into chaos, and we'll all cease to exist.
Well, nobody wants that. I got things to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's no bueno.
I know. I mean, I've actually thinking about, purchasing a new car, and, I don't want to sit down and put down a down payment and then, just to blink out of existence because of Dr. Cube or the Legion of Cube.
And folks, what everybody...
It's bad news. It's bad news for everybody.
Oh, and please clarify so nobody gets confused. from last year's King of Trios, Jakob Hammermeyer is not one of the alternate dimension or the alternate reality cubes and part of the Legion of Cube, correct?
Yeah, correct. When Jacob revealed himself previous to that, Jacob revealed himself to be the Dr. Cube that was sporting that ridiculous Kuji sweater, that horrible early '90s multicolored sweater. That was Jacob. And then maybe it was a month after that, when we had the Kaiju show in New York, that's when the portal, the portal to the alternate realities opened, and the multiple Dr. Cubes were unleashed on Earth. So this is a new problem.
Do me one favor real quick. Let me go ahead and slide this out for everybody. One of the things that we're talking about right now is you're listening to Beyond Ringside Live Sunday night on this 22nd day of March. Fast Eddie Layne, Mark MaBo Bowman, the Wicked Nemesis, Angie Travis, welcoming in very special guest and longtime friend of the family, Gavin Loudspeaker, Louden Noxious from Chikara and Kaiju Big Battel fame. Kaiju Big Battel presents Journey to the West Coast, Friday, March 27th. That is this coming Friday, kids. So for all of our friends in the Pacific Northwest, all of our friends in the Golden State, definitely time to take notice. Bell time, it's going to be at the Fiesta Hall at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds, 344 Tully Road in San Jose, California. Bell time is going to be 11:55 p.m. local time, 2:55. You can do the math and figure that out in the Eastern time zone. It's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning here. But you know something? It's going to be worth it. The fun.
And it's also, Eddie,
yes.
It's also going to be available live on iPay-per-view.
I was about to get there.
WWNlive.com.
I was going to say, yeah, you're all going to be having a big, crazy WrestleMania weekend, So I just think, it's the late night, have a late night monster party. That'd be fun.
And actually, that'll be kicking in just as I get home from work on Friday night, so I'll be able to watch it live.
A late night karaoke monster party. Now that sounds like fun.
That sounds like a typical Friday for me. Hi, everybody at Buffalo's. What's going on? But if you've not had a chance to take in a Kaiju Big Battel live, this is something you don't want to miss. If you're not able to geographically get there, definitely check it out on iPay-per-view, www.live.com/SJCA. Or check out www.live.com. What up, Sal? Good to talk to you, buddy. And, WWN has been putting together some great products, and Kaiju is a part of a huge weekend in San Jose at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds, right?
Oh yeah. Probably the biggest weekend in the history of that city. Because you've got the Kaiju shows, you've got the rest of the WWN shows, like you've got Evolve, and you've got Dragon Gate USA, and you've got the King of Indies shows. You've got Ring of Honor is going to be doing their big show.
Oh yeah.
I heard NXT is going to be doing a show, and then you've got the WrestleCon, and and then you have Jim Ross is going to be doing spoken word, and Rey Mysterio is going to be out there. It's just going to be this is going to be probably one of the biggest WrestleMania weekends in history. It looks like.
Let's see. Evolve 39 and 40, Shimmer 71, the Chick Fight Tournament, the WWN Super Show Mercury Rising 2015, Kaiju Big Battel, Journey to the West Coast. Let's see, NorCal Pro Wrestling. NorCal Wrestling Matters, as well as the King of the Indies tournament.
That was it. The King of the Indies. Wow, there's so much wrestling right now. A couple of years ago, who would have thought that there would have been so many indie companies doing really well, so many iPay-per-views. We've got Lucha Underground, a brand new TV show, on television, and the Ring of Honor's show, and TNA is still around. There's so much wrestling right now.
And the fun part is TNA continues to get better. I don't want to take up too much time on that one during this segment especially, but, in the latter part of their run, after Dixie Carter got pulled off television and on Spike TV, the product improved. They concentrated more on in-ring action. They took a lesson from the rest of us. And certainly not from
Yeah, right. Not a second too late either.
And ever since they debuted on Destination America, they continued that lesson they took from the rest of us and concentrated on the in-ring action. And that's something that I've always appreciated is the fact, Chikara, Kaiju, they have the in-ring action, but I'll say this like this. I have watched from a distance. I've wanted to see it up close, but the thing that they concentrate on more than anything else is giving people something that they can wrap their head and their heart around to help it become that much more fun.
Yeah, there you go. That's the key word. And that you mentioned about TNA, and I haven't seen their new show because I don't have Destination America. But sometimes challenges like that can breed a better product. TNA is maybe they feel like their back is up against the wall now. Maybe they don't have as much money as they did before, and maybe their network isn't as deep. But this might be what they need, the little kick in the pants that they need to get really creative and to start, and for their talent to start coming up with new, just new things to catch people's eyes. And, you never know. This is the way good ideas are really born, out of when it's out of necessity. That's when Vince came up with all his good ideas, when his back was up against the wall and he had to fight for it.
Let's take it around the table one more time. Wicked Nemesis, come on back.
What are your predictions for the upcoming events with this huge WrestleMania weekend coming up and all eyes going to be on California? What do you think will become of this? Do you think that maybe there will be a few weeks? Do you think that this is the best independent wrestling has been in some time, or do you think that maybe this is the weakest?
I think as far as independent wrestling goes, this has got to be the strongest it's been in a very long time.
Amen.
Maybe since the territories, because I can't remember a time when there were so many indie companies with national presence, all doing iPay-per-views. And then you've got these, like, what I call super indies. Like, you've got, Ring of Honor is kind of like a super indie. They have a nationalist show. TNA is kind of a super indie. And NXT, well, under the moniker of WWE, they're certainly part of that corporation, does sort of feel like a big, giant super indie. And I love it. I love that. That's what I love about NXT. So, in my opinion, and then, Chikara, we're right on their heels. If you notice, there's a lot of things that go on in NXT that you might have seen in Chikara first.
MaBo, come on back.
Well, you bring up Chikara being on their heels, and actually, I don't know, surely it's reached and, out into, the Chikara circles and all that. Chikara, along with Ring of Honor and a couple of other top indie promotions, was included in a poll that WWE took about what, if you, to their fans, if you watch any independent wrestling promotions, which of these do you watch? And Chikara's name was listed firmly in there, along with
no kidding! Wow, that's a huge deal right there.
Yeah,
so, even for them to acknowledge that we exist, they would have done that 5 years ago.
Exactly. Well, I mean, but it's like you said. There's been a couple of Chikara alumni who have come through that door of NXT and a couple up to the main roster. So why wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, for a while now, for years now. Since I'd say Claudio. Ever since Claudio went up there, Claudio wasn't there for very long because they pulled him up to the main roster almost immediately. But as soon as Claudio came down, it just seemed like the parade came through there. When you had Luke Harper, now you've got Sami Callihan, and you've got the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains, like that is such. That looks like something straight out of Chikara.
Yes, it does.
And of course, Sami Zayn, who was a Chikara regular, Kevin Steen, who made tons of appearances in Chikara. It just kind of has a Chikara feel to it at times.
Definitely. I mean, one cannot sit there and see the Vaudevillains and not think to, Jervis Cottonbelly and Marion Fontaine.
How can you not?
And that's actually a match I wouldn't mind seeing. I think to me that would be a match.
Marion Fontaine has a whole wrestling promotion called Old Time Wrestling, and it's a whole promotion of turn of the century Pioneer era wrestlers.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. They've all got, it's really cool.
I'm gonna have to see if I can get in touch with them through social media. See if we can...
Yeah, and then playing on the entrance music is they've got like a jug band and they play everybody's entrance music.
Oh, that is.
I'm
so
not
awesome.
kidding. I wish I was thinking. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm very mad that he's never invited me to do one of these shows. But I've seen pictures, and of course, all the pictures are in black and white. It's hilarious.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to get in contact with them about that. Now, obviously you guys have your UK tour coming up, and I'm not one to ever gloss over any Chikara event, especially with you got Anniversario and all that coming up. But King of Trios was announced, and the first team, the Bullet Club, AJ Styles and the Young Bucks. It's been made official. Or at least that's what old Lenny sent me that email saying that they were in. Now I know later on, first of all, I would never ask that you break any kind of confidentiality agreement that you have with the front office with Mr. Quackenbush, the director of fun. Would never ask you to do that. So I'm not going to ask is there any surprises that you want to drop on us? Not going to do that. But if you were to put together a team for King of Trios 2015, Harry Potter themed King of Trios, which I love that graphic, by the way, who would you put together and put in there?
Wow. And I can pick anybody.
Anybody.
I don't have to just stick to the Chikara roster.
No, I mean, Chikara never holds. They've never bound themselves to just having guys. They always go worldwide. Yeah. If you even want to go interdimensional, if you want to cross the realm of space and time, if you want to put the Infinity Gauntlet on, and use the space, time, and reality gems. Heck, even the mind gem, if you want to pull somebody over. Your team that you would craft for King of Trios 2015, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I guess I'm going to anchor that team, I definitely put in Claudio. Put Claudio right in the middle of that team. And then I think I'd go back in time and I'd get me the giant Baba from Japan. Ooh. And then to go ahead and I'm going to round out that team with, I'm going to go with Mil Mascaras right there. So I'm going to go Claudio Castagnoli, Giant Baba, Mil Mascaras, and I'm going to call this new team, I'm going to call them the New Fabulous Freebirds.
Nice.
We have the scoop. The space-time continuum has been shattered.
But I just want to, getting back to the Bullet Club, I just showed you how far King of Trios has come and what a major wrestling event it has become. That the top, probably the top wrestling faction in the world, the hottest, the coolest faction in the world right now, the Bullet Club, that they want to be a part of it. So,
I mean, anybody
who's still there?
Yeah.
Yes, I was just going to say, if anybody who's been following, since pretty much almost their inception, 2 years ago, you can almost track the meteoric rise, and then, the Prince Devitt, we all know what happened to him. He moved on to greater things, but, it wasn't even like a loss. I mean, even with the addition of AJ Styles, you still had, if you didn't even bring in AJ, you had such a strong team with, with who they have, the Young Bucks, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Tama Tonga, who he is actually going to be himself, the Young Bucks, and I believe his father, Haku Ming. They're running a show over in Georgia, or they will be at a show in Georgia, not too far away, and I would love to attend that because I've always been a big Tama Tonga fan.
I see the Bullet Club as they're sort of like, they are the generation that grew up watching the NWO. And the Bullet Club, not being a ripoff of the NWO, it's an homage. You know what I mean? Like, these guys grew up watching the NWO. The Bullet Club is kind of like their homage to the NWO.
Exactly, and that's what they've even stated. I mean, they've had Sean Waltman. Sean Waltman has come out and said, these guys they're not a ripoff. They're not, anything like they are an homage to us. So when you've got one of, the founding members of the NWO saying, what he said, that should speak volumes right there.
So, I'm gonna say, guys, I hate to have to cut this interview short.
No, actually, I was
but
about that.
I do have to go.
Okay.
I wanted to say though before I get cut off, I just want to say that thank you guys at Beyond Ringside. I mean, you guys have been doing this show for so long, and you've stuck at it, and you do a consistently quality show. And I just want to thank you guys for supporting Chikara so much. We really, really appreciate it, getting the word out, especially in your area of the country. I mean, we just want to thank you guys so much because it really means a lot to us.
Well, and the fun part about it is for us, granted, we're down in the southeastern U.S., and all of us are based out of the great state of Alabama. Roll Tide, War Eagle, go Blazers, especially after this weekend. We've had a great weekend and a great basketball season for the UAB Blazers. God love the green and gold. They made it to the dance. I'm happy they got their bonus. But thing about it is, and for everybody who's listening on the replay side, I mean, we have the honor and the blessing of our, as Wicked Nemesis has so aptly named it, the Beyondcast, being downloaded for this show and the Beyond Ringside family of shows in over 40 countries. And we're very thankful for that and very appreciative of everybody who takes the time to listen. And we know that in the lower 48 alone, we get penetration, there's that word, all across the states. So for a different, I knew MaBo was going to crack. I knew it. He couldn't hold it together. But the fun part about it is, in areas that y'all might be headed to somewhere down the road, somebody's listening going, I want to check this out. And that's what the name of the game for us has always been. If we can find a way, and we've had promoters come on from all different areas of the country and from different areas of the world. And one of the things that we always like to do is be able to pass along information about organizations, companies, and stars that some people might not have heard about. And
yeah, exactly.
And therein lies the rub, where I'm going to turn it back on you for one short second. And then first off, thank you for being so generous with the time. I do appreciate it. I want it for everybody on the West Coast, and you've already told us earlier that you weren't going to be able to make the trip out there, for which I'm sure a lot of people are going, well, damn. And that's about 95% of them. If they've never been to a Kaiju event, if they've never witnessed Kaiju Big Battel in person, the synopsis, the short version, what can they expect?
I want to just say, go in with an open mind. Go with an open mind, and what you're gonna, I would say, expect something that is gonna immediately blow your mind. Like, you're gonna walk in, and the first thing you see is gonna make you laugh uproariously, and then you're gonna see something that's cool. Then you're going to see something that makes you kind of angry, and it's going to take you on that roller coaster ride. But I almost don't want to give that away. I want to say go with an open mind, because it's so hard to describe what Kaiju is. The costumes, the colors, and the wrestling all together it's just sort of a surreal dream.
Okay.
That's maybe the best thing I can come up with. Maybe if you've ever been to a Flaming Lips rock concert, I think that would be the closest comparison.
I'll go with that one. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and take a line directly out from under the Wicked Nemesis, as he normally makes a reference to the Sevenfold Saints and the To Be Determined show. And Wick, this one's for you, buddy. Buy the ticket, take the ride. And that's the easy way to put it. Expect everything, but more importantly, be ready for everything and anything at any moment in time. Kaiju, once again, is going to be this coming Friday night, March 27th, San Jose, California, at the Fiesta Hall at the Santa Clara Fairgrounds, 344 Tully Road. Remember, if you can't make it there in person, catch it. WWN Live SJCA. WWN Live iPay-per-view. And also, real quick, let me run these down real quick, and Gavin, correct me if I'm wrong. April 3rd, 2015, Wolverhampton, England, WV11 Road in the United Kingdom. 12 North Street is, I believe, the address. and that is going to be for British eyes only.
Correct.
Let Them Eat Cake is Saturday, April the 4th. Also, 12 North Street in Wolverhampton, England, WV11 Road, UK. Making the move over, and let me see, and that was 6 p.m. local time. I had to double check that one.
Yes, sir.
Coming over Monday, and I believe I'm missing one because it was supposed to be Sunday, April 5th, 6 p.m. local time at the Masonic Hall, 8 Guildford Street, and I hope I pronounced it correctly, in Cardiff, Wales, CF10 2HL UK. And on Monday, April 6th, 5 p.m. local time, The Garage, 20-22 Highbury Crescent in London, England, N51 Road, UK.
You got it.
Dude, take pictures.
That's it right there. Oh, and then a brief stop into Abbey Road so I can record my acoustic record.
Yeah, I remember the last time you came on, you actually did an acoustic for us, for which I'm still eternally thankful and marking out like a big dog over that one. Thank you for doing that time.
You got it.
I know the one that I want you to think about for next time. I know you did the To the as originally performed by Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama. Have you ever considered?
Yeah.
I remember it from the Blues Brothers movie. It was Sweet Home Chicago. I'm surprised you haven't done Sweet Home Chikara.
Oh wow, that's next. I guess that's next. Pretty sure I did do it at. I think I did, guys. I think I did it. I think I did it at the Fan Fest.
Actually, you did. I've seen the video.
Rats.
Yeah, I did it.
I missed it. Damn. Next time you come on, would you do it for us?
You absolutely. Let's bring me back a little. Let's bring me back in a couple weeks. I will do it again. I promise.
Be careful. We'll hold you to that. How about right off the if you want to after the UK trip?
Yeah, we'll do it right after the UK trip.
You and MaBo can work that one out. We'll get the timing down and everything. Gavin, thank you. Greatly appreciated, brother. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Great, guys. I love you. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Louden Noxious, Gavin Loudspeaker has just gone once again, and thankfully so. Always a pleasure to have him beyond ringside. Hang with us. We're going to the break, and we'll be back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans from around the world, I'm Lightning Mike Quackenbush, the master of 1,000 holds, and you're locked in for Beyond Ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Smart Rage from Wrestle Rage Radio, coming to you from the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Join myself and my co-host, Super Stan Grubb, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, as we present Wrestle Rage Radio, where we rant and rave on everything in the world of pro wrestling. Sometimes we'll have a guest. Sometimes it'll be just me and Stan BSing about the sport that we love, pro wrestling. Check us out. Tune in Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, only on the Beyond Ringside Network.
This is Merciless Ray Mercer, Olympic gold medalist and board member of Find a Dream, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
Hey, this is Stuart Couch from the Cause and Effect Thursday Night Throwdown. Catch us here every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
This is Danny Cage from the world famous Monster Factory, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
Hello, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, 8-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, and the true independent outlaw wrestler of the world. You're locked in Beyond Ringside.
Hey everyone, this is the Cause, Robert Cosper, host of Cause and Effects Thursday Night Radio Throwdown. This is your invitation to join me, along with the Effects Stuart Couch, Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, and all of the craziness that is C&E, right here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. It's wrestling radio with a twist, and some might just say with a twist of lime when the bar is open. Cause and Effect, right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Oh, yes! This is Paul Miller, and some people call me Percy Pringle III. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside, my favorite radio station. Oh, yes.
Hey, this is the voice, Ted Guinness, and I'm inviting you to tune in every Thursday night after Cause and Effect and after SmackDown goes off the air for The Show, the only show on Beyond Ringside dedicated to all things WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and your phone calls. That's The Show, every Thursday night after SmackDown goes off the air. We go live right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and the Beyond Ringside app.
If you're listening to this, then you're listening to the sensational Mickey Knuckles, and you are locked in Beyond Ringside.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne.
And I'm the Cause, Robert Cosper.
And this is your invitation to join us
and the Hitman, Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock, right here for the Saturday Showcase.
At Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10, 9, 8 a.m. Pacific time. See? We do math around this place. Be sure to catch us right here on BeyondRingside.com. You can also listen through Winamp for Android and BlackBerry, as well as the Shoutcast mobile app for Apple as well. Remember, that's Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
And let me tell you how you can find the Hitman, Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock on social media. It's very easy. It's at www.kissmyass.
Whoa. Stop that right there, folks. We'll see you Saturday on the Showcase. Bye for now.
It's me. It's that D to the O to the double G, always sitting next year near Doggy Style, the road dog Jesse James, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside. Get it? Got it? Good.
This is the Crowd Wrestler fan, the 30-day Wills. Yes, sir, damn it. And believe me, you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
The 3-2 pitch. Home run! It's almost baseball season, kids. Give it a break. And the fun part about it is, just as baseball season really gets in full swing later in the year, that means we'll be right back to football season. Until then, I am enjoying the big dance. Plain and simple. Love my Blazers. Conference USA champions. Made it to the big dance. Got past the first round beating Iowa State. Even though didn't do so well against UCLA. I saw that one coming. And I'm one of the few people I know that actually took UAB in the bracket. My bracket got busted by Georgia State. Actually went 15-1 the first day. One loss is all it took to kill me out of that damn bracket challenge, though. Welcome back to Beyond Ringside Live. Fast Eddie Layne over here. MaBo, welcome back.
Just call me Mr. Cotter.
Wick, welcome back.
You know, I love doing brackets. This year is the first year. I haven't done one in about 10, 15 years. But when I do a bracket, it's always nice to have strippers around me.
Angie, welcome back.
She has ran off to get ready to go get something to eat after we get off the radio.
Want to let everybody know real quick. And speaking of after we get off air, Wrestle Rage Radio with Mark Rage and Stan will not be broadcasting this evening. They're on hiatus for a couple of weeks. They'll be coming back the Sunday after WrestleMania, or April 5th, I believe, is going to be the date. Stan is in the process of moving, and with everything going on with the cluster that is WrestleMania, they have opted to take that night off. We will be live 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 to 7 Eastern, all the way across the board. There will be no West Coast delay or West Coast repeats, unless you go to the replay. Yeah. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, we will be live from Buffalo Wild Wings, Trussville, Alabama. Looking forward to that. Dino, the entire crew up there, always stellar. And if you haven't been to B-Dubs in Trussville lately, they've got the brand new floor plan, the stadia layout, and God, that place is beautiful. I'm walking in, kicking everybody out, and officially adopting it as my man cave.
So I'm getting free wings?
Shh. Yes.
So I'm getting discount wings?
You're getting wings.
Am I getting wings and able to eat them until I pass out and then have a hot chick at Buffalo Wild Wings revive me with her boobs?
No.
Damn, well, I tried.
Yeah, I know, you tried. A for effort. All right, then. So MaBo is confirming he will be there. Wick, you and Angie going to make it?
We are, as of right now, yes, sir.
Good. Looking forward to it. We're trying to figure out everything going on with a number of the, there is a vicious rumor that somebody may be coming in from Atlanta, but considering he has a new girlfriend, he may not be making that trip. I'll talk off air because I know the second I say his name, you're going to start running wild on it. So I'm just going to opt out and leave it alone. But a couple of things I want to hit on real quick. Number one, and we will actually, I promised that we would talk about it when we came out of the break after the interview. Wicked Nemesis last night, UIW. How crazy did it get?
Steve Styles defeated Joshua Hagen to defend the United States title. That footage you can see on YouTube right now on my Wicked Nemesis YouTube page. At the end of the evening, let's just talk about the locker room. In this locker room, at one point, you had Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, Doug Summers, and AJ Steele talking the business, talking history. You look right across from me was Chase Owens, Jesse Bell Smothers, Jordan Grace, and Kama Kabal Pandora. To my left, immediately, is Joshua Hagen and Steve Styles. And then right beside that is Sean Nelson. Then you have... anyways, Marvelous Marv. And then Drew Adler. And then Colt Calloway. AJ, of course, was sitting around. They were talking. And I started looking around. There weren't many people even paying attention to this conversation going on between AJ, Dan, and Doug. They're talking business, about riding the roads and everything. And I'm just like, I look around and I notice that Josh, Steve, and I are the only ones paying attention to it. Other people, they have other things to talk about, but it's just weird to see guys and girls that haven't done a lot in the business thus far not listen to that conversation. You don't have to butt in, but I mean, they were dropping knowledge over there, together, talking about wrestling, and then Billy Knight comes in and he starts joining in with them. It was just a great experience to sit there and listen to their conversation unfold. Now, when the event come, as I said, Steve Styles was successful against Joshua Hagen. Marvelous Marv defeated by Dan Sawyer. The main event was AJ Steele and Colt Calloway against Frankie Valentine and Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, which is kind of weird. You see this going on, and Jordan Grace, I know we're pulling back the curtain, does a run in, attacks Pandora, holds her down, strikes AJ. Mad Dog, because the referee has went out to try to get Jordan Grace off of Pandora, pulls her off, and then all of a sudden clocks him with a chain. Bam. Steve and I hit the ring, and we started beating the crap out of AJ and out of Colt Calloway. It turned pretty ugly because there was a fan there that decided he wanted to get kind of ill with Steve and myself. Put him in his place, and they start screaming at Frankie Valentine's mom, who was a logger for about 15 years, and calls her a bitch. And there's no barriers at all at UIW. So it was a very crazy evening because the main event was not what was scheduled. We do something we weren't scheduled to do, and yet it somehow worked out. So that match will be up in probably about 34 hours on YouTube, because these YouTube videos from my tablet, and I just want to give big round of applause to Angie for recording for us, and her commentary is like Mystery Science Theater 3000 meets the Brady Bunch. And she's by herself, and of course people were talking shit, to her. So it was very, very good. And you can find that on YouTube as well. Marvelous Marv and Dan Sawyer's match has, I believe, just finished uploading. As I said, Steve Styles defending his title against Joshua Hagen is up, and there comes a point in time to where a company has to put their foot down and they have to decide what direction they're going to go. And UIW, they had a crossroads to go to last night, and we'll see from here where it goes, which road they took.
I've got to ask, doesn't that seem prevalent at a lot of companies over the course of any existence in pro wrestling? because it happens with individuals.
Let's find out what. Let's talk about what happened, and you guys will enjoy this. Southern Fried Championship Wrestling has just made a great impact in the Southeast as of late. Calm Like a Bomb Pandora, The Real Deal AJ Steele, the local scene Josh Storm, and Madman Mason, the referee, Drew Adler, Colt Calloway, and the BFFs all leave and start doing Southern Fried Championship Wrestling the first weekend of the month. Also, Peach State Wrestling changes their running, of course, to being the first week.
First and third, yeah.
So then you have UIW running up against Southern Fried Championship Wrestling and Peach State. Besides ODB against Calm Like a Bomb Pandora, that was a really good show, especially running against Ring of Honor and running against a really, really strong Peach State.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see how the fans are. I mean, you can go to Peach State right now, 300 fans. You go to UIW, they may have 75, they may have 50, they may have 250, they may have 350. You never know with that company. But when you go through a transition and you lose that many. I mean, I just named up almost their entire babyface roster.
Damn.
I did. And also their top 2 tag teams gone like that. So you can only use those guys on the third week. That takes a toll on the company.
No, wait a minute. Southern Fried, wasn't that the company that Peven Statinum kind of shredded recently in one of his blowhard blogs?
No, I believe that was UIW he did. He talked about SFW doing very well. You're talking about the Stephen Platinum Full Disclosure?
No, I'm talking Peven Statinum.
And I don't know if that was the one. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up on those. But I do agree with some of the things. Sorry. I do agree with some of the things that were said in his latest Full Disclosure, especially some of the things related to Joey Kidman.
Normally, I don't read Peven Statinum's commentary or his weblog. But by the same hey, look, you're the one who got me started on that. I blame you. And as far as not even, because how long was it we wouldn't even mention his name on this show in any capacity?
As long as I had my head up my ass, I guess.
I don't know about the head up the ass part, but I remember he severely took a crap on the way that is the way y'all were doing business. And out of respect for that and the fact that you're a member of this team, no, you said I'd rather not just talk about him, and I said okay, fine, we won't mention him. And that's one of the reasons why. And lo and behold, I don't know if if everything ever got straightened out between the two of y'all or not. But by the same token, Melee, what's up? See you on Twitter as I grab my trapeze and go back and forth between accounts. Shot taken, and I knew it. However, no, I mean, seriously, it happens to not only companies, but it also happens to individuals. It happens to teams. Because there comes a point in time where you have to sit back and you have to take inventory of yourself inside the world, the sport, and the business of professional wrestling. Everybody gets to that crossroads at least once. It doesn't matter if you're in-ring talent. It doesn't matter if you're a manager, an announcer. It doesn't matter. A referee doesn't matter. Ticket taker doesn't matter. Security doesn't matter. Individual or tag team doesn't matter. Sooner or later, it happens to everybody. And if you're running a company and you have that much more on your shoulders, it's going to happen probably a little bit sooner than it does to everybody else. But the thing about it is, if you own and operate your own company, you take that on yourself, and you know what's going to happen when you start opening the doors. You not only open the doors to the public, you not only open the doors to wrestlers and workers, you open the doors to everybody and all of the hyperbole, all of the speculation, all the commentary, and of course, doesn't matter where you are or who you are, all of the, I'll just use the word, slander. It happens to everybody. And let's just say, I hope the right moves are made. And Peach State floats back and forth depending on how many weeks there are in a month. Because there are times when they'll be second and fourth, but you have an odd number of weeks in a month, they'll float. And they'll move to first and third. because that goes in concurrent sequence. Southern Fried, don't know about. Never really had any dealings with them, so I can't say anything about them. I don't know the company. I only know of UIW from what you've said, Wick, as well as AJ, Pandora, and a few of the other people that I've spoken with and worked with. So, I mean, I have only what I've heard from y'all to go off of. But by the same token, I also have you to thank directly for getting me started with Peach State. I was originally going to go over there last night. Shane had asked me if I wanted to come over and do commentary, and it's like, normally I would have, but I had a lot going on over here, plus crab boil. There's some things in this world I don't pass up, and I will turn down money for. Crab boil, seafood boil, crab legs plus shrimp plus boiled vegetables greater than road trip. Speaking of road trips, April 4th, April 4th, there may be one on the horizon. Chattanooga. There's a lot of things happening up there that I want to check out. No, it's not another AIWF super show.
Oh, you almost said it. No. You almost said it. Did you hear it? Did you go back whenever he uploads this?
Rewind 18 seconds.
Rewind to exactly what he said. We are about an hour and 49 minutes into the show.
Oh, activate the Omega 15 Galaxy Quest.
Go back and you listen to that. It was right there. He said exactly what he really thought.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, you son of a. Yeah, 19-hour wrestling event somewhere in Alabama.
I know it.
That's what they said. We saw this flyer. Angie has this way, and MaBo, you can really enjoy this and savor this. She has this
You can say
affinity, I guess would be a good word, for finding bad flyers and bad wrestling, especially in the Southeast. On this flyer that she found for a show, as Eddie was referring to earlier,
I had a slip of the lip. It was a genuine mistake.
They are advertising a 9-hour wrestling show.
I get that.
19-hour?
Actually, the very first, it was a 2-day event.
Yes, it was supposed to be a 2-day event. She's right. And
they
then
canceled like half the roster, and the roster canceled. And then it became like, literally, I think they said it was an 8-hour event.
An 8-hour event. An 8-hour event right there. And that's those guys calling right now to sue us.
There you go.
You're not supposed to mention that. That's only anybody in the swamps. Amos Moses.
Lord have mercy. No, 8 hours is too long for one show unless you're breaking it up over 2 days. Or doing it
I was at an NWA Anarchy show that lasted for 5 hours. Great show, some great wrestling, but
yeah, but that's anarchy, dude.
The drive back from that show was just
hell.
Believe it. We left during the main event, and I was like, "No offense, guys, I got to get the hell out of here." I have a 3-hour drive ahead of me.
Now, do me a favor, and let's go. Before we take it to last calls, real quick, I have to do this because we're running short on time, and I know that the nights. Yes.
No, son, I'm sorry. I know where this is going. I apologize.
Okay. I do want to go ahead and say that, and we should have led with this, and I apologize for not doing it.
But you're an asshole, so.
No, I actually wanted to put things in proper perspective. To the family and inner circle of friends of Pedro Aguayo Ramirez, better known as Perro Aguayo Jr. or Hijo del Perro Aguayo. I tried not to roll the R's too many times so MaBo wouldn't jump me on that one. Our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences, definitely definitely lifting up for what has occurred, which is a major tragedy in the world of professional wrestling and also a major tragedy for a human life. There have been so many things said over the last few hours, last couple of days since all this came into play and since this transpired. And, you know, in this day and age, in this timeline, the human condition is wanting to throw blame every direction possible, just like a monkey throws fecal matter. And that's something that we need to get past. Because before you can even consider trying to point fingers or flip the fecal matter as a monkey would do, we need to do the human and the humane thing And that's remember the fact that not only did the pro wrestling community lose a member of the family, but also, but more than anything else, a family lost a member. People lost a friend. And you can never put finger pointing or, I just want to go ahead and say the term, but I'm not going to, flipping above that. What happened, unfortunately, happened. And I'm going to go ahead and say this from my perspective. And this is my version of last call. Regardless of how well trained anybody is and how long they've been doing this, Alpha has said it, Danny Cage has said it, a number of people prolific in the world of professional wrestling and outside of wrestling have all come together to say this. We know from the moment we genuinely step into a ring, whether it be for our very first training session or for our 1,000th match, that anything is likely to happen, that anything can happen. The one thing that we always have to remember, we do our absolute best to take care of each other and take care of ourselves from bell to bell. You can never see something like this coming. You can never expect it to happen. The only thing that you can do on any given day, at any given time, is to be as professional and respectful to everyone who is in that ring with you. Give the same respect that you would hope to receive. Because you never know what's going to happen when, and you never know when a situation can go horribly and tragically wrong. I'll open it up. MaBo, thoughts?
Well, I mean, what happened, let me just say this. It's like you said, what happened was a tragedy. First of all, for the websites that are using the almost you could say like a hook line is, ex-WWE wrestler kills another one, in his first match back. Well, first of all, don't do that. That's just slimy.
Yeah, to Marcus Vanderberg over at the Turnstile at Yahoo Sports, you can kiss my ever-loving ass, bitch.
But, to do that is just ridiculous. Second of all, if you don't know, or if you haven't even seen the video, if you don't have your facts straight, don't say anything. Because this is not like, oh, this happened and he broke his neck, or oh, this happened and he, did this. Someone lost a life. And it's going to weigh heavily on everyone in that ring. Two of them, one of them has been a veteran for years.
Yeah.
And the other two, they've been around the block, but they're still, in the grand scheme, T.J. Perkins and Extreme Tiger, Tigre Uno, both still fairly young in the world of professional wrestling, even though they've been at it for a good while. That's all going to weigh heavily on them. Conan was outside the ring. That's going to weigh heavily on him. What could he didn't know what was going on. He thought, if you go look at the video, he thought, Perro Aguayo Jr. was unconscious, so he went over there and jostled him like, hey, man, are you okay? Are you awake? He didn't, all that's going to weigh heavily on everyone. If you don't know what happened, if you didn't see the video, keep your mouth shut. There's some people who have no idea about the world of pro wrestling, and they might, slip of the tongue, and we have to, bear with them. I know I have a friend on Facebook who, her college professor, who she's known for years, knew that she was a fan of pro wrestling, and he posted, hey, did you see this? Rey Mysterio killed somebody. And then, of course, all her friends just start jumping the guy's back, and she was like, back off. The guy doesn't know anything about pro wrestling. He doesn't know what went on. Get off his back. We're going to have those people. I guarantee you, I'm surprised my mother has not. Matter of fact, no, I take it back. My mom did. When I spoke with my mother this morning, she was like, did you hear about that one wrestler that killed the other one this morning? And I was like, well, first of all, Mom, it was yesterday morning. And second of all, he didn't kill him. And then I explained to her, and she's like, oh, okay, well, that's tragic. So, there's going to be those who aren't in the world of pro wrestling who knows what, going on. We just have to, just kind of bear with it and explain, hey, no, this is what happened. But to those who are going to sit there and use this as an opportunity to get you to get people to come to their site or to, you know, just to run up traffic on their pages, blogs, or what have you. Don't. That's slimy as hell. And for you to get any kind of, you know, any kind of lead or whatever off of the death of somebody is, it's disgusting. And I mean, but if you go back and watch the video, you could clearly see Rey Mysterio is not in the wrong. So I mean, they can investigate him for involuntary manslaughter or what have you. But I mean, granted, it's another country. I don't know how their rules work, but Rey did nothing wrong. I mean, it could have happened when Aguayo hit the floor.
Yeah.
When he snapped, you know, his neck snapped when he, you know, took the drop kick, you know, sideways or whatever. You know, I mean, I'm obviously not in the medical field, so I'm not quite sure what cervical trauma to the spine or whatever, whiplash is caused by whiplash. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it does to the neck and spine. Obviously, it's something horrendous.
Yeah.
But it's you know, for anybody trying to or even have the inkling that it was Rey Mysterio who, you know, was at fault, just stop. Just stop, because you can clearly see in the video when he goes for the double 619, he whiffs it because he knows something's not right.
Right.
And he even stops the match, you know, stops in the middle of the match, goes over and checks on the guy. So he knew something was wrong. And for you conspiracy theorists who are starting to ooze out of the woodwork, and who are going to continue to ooze out of the woodwork, that are sitting there saying that this was everything from a hit from CMLL to a hit from the WWE because Perro Aguayo sat there and ran down the WWE, to somebody doing Santeria. And yes, there's people who have sat there and made that claim. That, you know, just stop it. This is ridiculous. And you should, you know, I would say you should be ashamed of yourselves. But obviously you have no shame because you wouldn't let any of that come out of your mouth. So,
amen.
There you go.
Wick, your thoughts?
Very, very tragic situation. I felt that this should be the lead of the evening. No offense, Eddie, but this was something that I'm definitely going to lead with Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah.
It was just so quick. I mean, it could have been two or three things. I mean, you can see that there's blood coming out of his eyes. Angie, who was in the medical field, thought maybe, she said that he showed signs of an aneurysm. And it's just, I mean, it was just one thing after another. It could have been the roll, whenever he takes the monkey roll to get out right before he takes the head scissors to the outside because it did appear he hit his head. It could have been the whiplash to the rope. I've heard he kicked him in the shoulder, I've heard he kicked him in the trachea. I mean, the footage is there. And I think this will be footage that will be seen for some time because nobody really knew, you know, the extent of it as it was going on, as we can all tell. But to blame Rey Mysterio, they should investigate it for involuntary manslaughter, just to ease the family, you know, to give some type of respect. I think they should investigate Rey, but you know, very tragic situation, and a lot of us know whenever we're on the roads, whenever we're at events, you know, the smallest thing can happen. I mean, draws. Owen. There's countless examples, but our hearts and prayers go out to the Aguayo family. So,
Angie, your thoughts?
She is not here.
Oh, okay. I heard her waving, saying, "No." Just kidding. I'm kidding. Folks, tell you what, we're going to take it on in at this point. I'm going to go ahead and turn these infamous words. Mark Bowman, last call.
You know, everybody's, you know, looking towards what happened to Perro Aguayo Jr. and, you know, the tragedy that befell him in the ring. But also the world of pro wrestling lost another great superstar and a Southern California mainstay, a little SoCal mainstay. And there are a lot of people who are attributing him to some of the training that he's done that helped them. I know one in particular, Hudson Envy, female wrestler who's making huge waves over in Japan. If you get a chance, look up her material. But a gentleman by the name of Cincinnati Red passed away also. I believe just, a day, anywhere from a day to mere hours before the Perro Aguayo story dropped. He passed away as well, so, me personally, as a huge fan of independent wrestling and someone who, and I'd heard of Cincinnati Red early, back in the early days when I got into independent wrestling, I'd heard his name, and, someone who has taken his knowledge and passed it on to others, and not just his knowledge of pro wrestling, but standing behind them in their decisions in life, and also their, being supportive of them in their young careers. It's tragedy. It's tragic because there's, sometimes it's more there's bad out there than good when it comes to, training in pro wrestling. And I know we all know, supportive trainers who stand by their students, but then you also have the people who take their money, half-ass them, and then it's not until that this person makes it big that the trainer goes, oh yeah, I had a hand in that. When it's not that. Wilbur, good God, I've got my own little Shecky over here. Instead of barking, he's running around. Wicked will get that reference. Wilbur, trying to talk about Cincinnati Red. Show some respect.
Hurry.
Anyway, Cincinnati Red, not to make light of the situation, but the world of pro wrestling and SoCal Pro Wrestling lost a great man in Cincinnati Red. So it's our thoughts, prayers, and heartfelt condolences go out to the Aguayo family. Also, they go out to Cincinnati Red's friends, family, and anybody who he has made a positive impact in their lives.
Wicked Nemesis, last call, shameless plugs.
Of course, the YouTube Determined Show Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com. Join myself, join my much better half, Angie Travis, and of course, my producer extraordinaire when he feels like showing up, Fast Eddie Layne.
I was there this week.
Mike Braddock. Yeah, of course you were. Thank you. I'm glad you come too. It appears that we are going to go full steam ahead for everything leading up to this Saturday at GCW. So that way Cause and Effect can do whatever the hell they want to, kiss each other's ass, braid each other's hair, whatever they do over there. Anyways. Of course, the show by Ted Guinness, not associated with the To Be Determined show, but that will be following immediately after. We don't want to confuse that now. Hold on now. No, Ted Guinness's fat ass? No, that's him. That ain't me. Ain't nothing to do with this. But the To Be Determined show was a nice. Yes, that's still a thing. The To Be Determined show was a nice. Find myself, the Sevenfold Saints. You can find, of course, the Unlucky Charms, the To Be Determined show, Beyond Ringside. All have Facebook fan pages. Go give us a like and a share if you feel like it. If not, we understand. We're not, everybody's cup of tea, because some people's cup of teas do not have cocks in them, especially Liam Neeson-sized cocks. But don't be a maybe.
They did it.
Don't be a maybe. Be a definite forever forward, the Sevenfold Saints.
Call me maybe. Okay. Cannot believe I just broke into that. I'm going to have that ready to go Wednesday night. I guarantee you. At Beyond Ringside on Twitter. Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. And I'm having a nightmare come to life because I'm watching Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin both in the role of bikini car washers. And I think I'm just going to go outside and throw up now, because Peter Griffin rubbing himself with a sponge is more than I ever wanted to see in this lifetime. I would actually rather see Paris Hilton at this moment, and I still can't stand Paris Hilton. Sorry. BeyondRingside.com. The site, home. Easy way to say it. Check out the media page, check out the roundtable page, and we've got more stuff on the way to you soon. I'm trying to catch up. Me and my 47 personalities. I'm trying to get everything caught up on the website as quickly as humanly possible. Thank you for your patience. I greatly appreciate it. For me personally, at Fast Eddie Layne, Layne, over on Twitter, FastEddieLayne.com, And reminder to everybody, next Sunday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, we will be live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Trussville, Alabama. Sudbury Boy, thank you for popping through the chat room. Daryl B., a pleasure as always. And Daryl, thank you for letting me know that I actually got the pronunciations correct when I was talking about the UK tour for Chikara.
Hey, Daryl B., your limey ass better be at those Chikara shows. That's all I'm saying. You better go out there and support them boys.
Daryl, if you can make it to one of those shows, I guarantee you, if you go up to him, Gavin Loudspeaker, while he's there, get a shot made with Gavin, post it, we'll tag it on the website. Guaranteed. If you can make it to one of those shows.
Feel sorry for better, you vagina.
Hey. Here's the quick rundown. As stated a minute ago, Wrestle Rage Radio with Smart Rage and Stan will not be airing this week. We're going to turn it over to brand new edition of the Midnight Black Mass. And actually, we're going to be running back to back on the Midnight Black Mass starting in just a couple of minutes. Tuesday night, Beyond Ringside Back to Basics returns, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or Daylight Time, or whatever the hell. Actually going to be joined this week by Andrew Alexander, coming to us out of the great state of Tennessee, and also slated to be joined by Ryan Vega as well. And actually in another week, got a loaded lineup on that Tuesday night as well. Actually, Back to Basics loaded for the next 3 weeks. From there, Wednesday night, and that is going to be March 25th. The To Be Determined show, 9 p.m. Central Time. Cause and Effect present the Thursday Night Radio Throwdown on the 26th, 7 p.m. Central Time. Immediately followed by The Show with Ted Guinness at 9 p.m. Central Time. And the Beyond Ringside Saturday Showcase on the 28th. 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. I think I covered everything. I really do. Okay, we're good. Keep your eyes open on .com. Any schedule changes will be made through there as well as our social media sites as well. Please, if you're out and about. Oh, and by the way, I apologize for not mentioning this sooner. Next Saturday, September. Holy shit, where have I been? I cannot believe. Oh, it's okay. I just called it the 2014 JYD Memorial last month, to which Wick and Cos will probably never let me forget that. First words out of Wick's mouth were...
Look, Michael Cole messed up WrestleMania about a week or so ago, so...
Which one did Mike Adamley call it? Slumber Slam?
No, Summerfest.
Summerfest, yeah, I know. So, hey, what the hell? I'll take that one. I really will. Where was I before I screwed the pooch on this whole damn setup?
Something about March or something? I don't know.
Saturday night, son of a gun, that's 2. March 28th, Pell City, Alabama, the Pell City Civic Center. Global Championship Wrestling returns for night number 2. I'm not going to say round 2, but night number 2 of the JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Reason why I'm not going to say it's round number 2 is because there's people that haven't competed in the first round yet, whereas the defending GCW Tag Team Champions had to defend on night number 1. Lo and behold, and a team that was put together at the end of the night feels that they're going to go into the second round. No, they're going to be in the first round as well. I don't give a flying rat's ass who the hell you think you are or how well you swing a chair. Hey, you see where I'm pointing? Aim right there. And I don't mean with a chair. I mean with your smoocher. Ha ha. Until next time, and I'm going to call names hoping all 4 of us are in location. For Mark MaBo Bowman.
You do know that this is a radio show and people can't see you pointing, right? Just saying.
And your point is?
I'm just saying. You might want to rethink that, Sonny Jim.
It's okay. They know exactly where I was pointing. And I got 2 words for you. But I'm not going to say them right now.
Please don't hit me with a chair. Not in the face, not in the face.
Look, I'm still getting migraines because of that crap, okay? And that's a shoot, kids. C1, C2, C3 have decompressed. I have full mobility in my neck, but I'm still getting migraines, and that's real. So leave that alone where it is right there. For the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. Son of a gun, he hung up.
They had to go get food.
Yeah, that works for me too.
You got to realize when people say, hey, we got to go, we want to get food, they want to go get some food.
Oh, there you go. We're 18 minutes, we're 15 past where I wanted to get out anyway. Until next time, this is the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne saying adios, das vidania, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, sayonara, adieu, arrivederci, farewell, abasinia, and aloha means bye-bye. Join us next time as we all go beyond ringside. Bye for now.